Kane Review, print speaking to the blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @KaneReview. That is @CUEANDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@kuenreview.com. That is INFORMATION @CUEANDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's podcast, date Wednesday the 24th of April, is read to you by volunteers Alan, Corey, Hunter, Ian and Philip. Families Swim Challenge. A minister and mum of two is urging everyone to help two cancer charities by making a splash. Reverend Julie Moody had beaten cancer twice and is determined to do all she can to support the worthy causes by taking part in this year's swimathon. The 51-year-old Milton of Campsie Parish Church minister aims to swim 500 lengths of Kirkintilloch Leisure Centre in coming weeks in aid of Cancer Research UK and Marie Curie. Joining her for the charity challenge will be her children, Josiah, 11, and Escher, aged 9. With the countdown to the Paris Olympics well underway, she is issuing a rallying cry for Scotland's pool lovers to go for gold in their own way by raising vital funds for the two much loved causes. It was a terrible shock when Julie discovered a lump while breastfeeding and was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015. Her youngest child was only 5 months old at the time. 2 years later, after undergoing treatment and a reconstruction, Julie found another lump in her breast. She had more surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, hospital stays and time away from her young family. During this time, her family and her local church were very supportive. Now Julie hopes that sharing her story will encourage people in Scotland to get off the starting blocks and help support the charities close to her heart. Julie always loved sports, enjoyed mountain biking and running. When her children both began to swim with the local swim club 4 times a week, Julie got into swimming through taking and watching them. She said, "Once I took it up, I found swimming to be very liberating. When I saw Swimathon on Facebook, I thought, what a great activity to do as a family. I've done sport fundraisers before. I have run the London Marathon twice, but the Swimathon is unique to the cause because it's not just for adults. It is a beautiful thing that my children can participate in raising money for something that affects so many people. I'm so grateful for the treatment that saved my life and to all the medical staff who helped me recover. My experience means I understand all too clearly why events such as Swimathon are so crucial to help fund the work of charities like Cancer Research UK and Marie Curie, which rely on our support." Julie is keen to emphasise you don't need to be the next Adam Peaty to take part. With a variety of distances available, from 400 metres up to 30.9k, the event offers a challenge for swimmers young and old, new and experienced. People can participate individually or as part of a team. Swimmers can sign up to My Swimathon, which takes place from April the 19th to May the 5th, and choose a time and venue that suits them. Julie added, "Together with my children, we are trying to make a team of effort to reach 500 lengths. The most I have swam is about 130 lengths, and my children do 100 lengths each. It will be a great challenge for us to dig a little bit deeper to go the extra distance. The great thing about the challenge is that it is so inclusive and welcomes different abilities. We have the time to take a break, eat a quick snack before getting back into the water to reach our goal. Not only does the event support important causes, £2.50 from the entry fee of everybody taking part at an official swimathon venue is donated to help protect these pools for the future." Lisa Adams, Cancer Research UK Scottish spokesperson, said, "From pioneering some of the first chemotherapies to the development of advanced, targeted treatments and immunotherapy, our research has played a role in around half the world's essential cancer drugs. With nearly 1 in 2 people set to be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime, it's thanks to the generosity of supporters like Julie that we are able to fund the vital treatments of tomorrow. Find out more and sign up at www.swimathon.org. That's www.swimathon.org. And that article was read by me, Ian McKenna. This Week in History. April 26, 1957, the BBC TV series The Sky at Night, presented by Patrick Moore, was first screened. On this day last year, a life-size bust of the King made from more than 17 litres of melted Celebrations chocolates amid the build-up to the coronation by chocolatier Jennifer Lindsay Clark was unveiled. April 27th, 1828, the London Zoological Gardens and Regent's Park were opened. April 28, 1945, Benito Mussolini and his mistress Clara Petacci were executed by Italian partisans and their bodies hung in a square in Milan. On this day last year, the King and Queen Consort would use 2 coaches on their coronation day, the modern Diamond Jubilee State Coach and the 206-year-old Gold State Coach. It was announced. April 29th, 1980, film director Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense, died aged 80. On this day last year, official documents about a £1.3 billion Royal Navy hunter-killer submarine were reportedly found in the toilets of a Wetherspoons pub in Cumbria. April the 30th, 1975, the Vietnam War ended when the South Vietnam government surrendered to North Vietnam. Fighting had continued despite the signing of peace treaties in 1973. On this day last year, royal fans had set up a camp outside Buckingham Palace a week before the King's coronation.
Ahoy there for Canal Festival 24. Make a date for this year's Kirkintilloch Canal Festival as the exciting details are revealed for the popular event. Everyone will be setting their compass to head for East Dunbartonshire and the South Bank Marina on Saturday and Sunday, August 31st and September 1st. There will also be a range of boat trips during the week, leading up to the main event, as people get to enjoy all things nautical and lots more with this fun weekend. The annual celebration of all things nautical and nice regularly attracts thousands of people of all ages, provides a treasure chest of family fun and a welcome boost to the local economy. Details are still being finalised, but already there are plans for live music, fireworks, food and drink, activities and boat trips. Keep your eyes on the horizon for updates. East Dunbartonshire Council is once again organising the festival and stressed it is being fully externally funded, in conjunction with a flotilla of public and private sector partners. It is being supported by resources allocated by the Council from the UK Government's Shared Prosperity Fund. Councillor Gordon Lowe, leader of the Council, said, "The Kirkintilloch Canal Festival is popular with people throughout East Dunbartonshire and beyond, so I'm pleased we have been able to confirm that external funding has been secured for this year's celebration. Once again, the focus will be on providing as many free activities as possible, including canoeing, classic cars, the Saturday evening concert with live music and fireworks, and more. The festival will take place at South Bank Marina and various locations around the town, including the redeveloped Regent Gardens, giving residents and visitors the opportunity to enjoy the area and attractions while supporting local businesses. The festival includes partners such as East Dunbartonshire Leisure and Culture Trust, Kirkintilloch Baptist Church, the Regent Centre, Police Scotland, New College Lanarkshire Kirkintilloch campus, the Forth and Clyde Canal Society, the Seagull Trust, Scottish Canals, Your Kirky, and Kirkintilloch Business Improvement District. The Council is urging everyone to keep an eye on its webpage and all its social media channels for updates. Read by Alan Todd.
Jeff Ford Art Exhibition at Old Kirk Museum. A new exhibition of Scotland's landscapes, history and horticulture opens at the Old Kirk Museum this weekend. Jeff Ford, Peaks and Petals, is on at the Kirkintilloch Cowgate venue from April the 27th to May the 30th. The artist, who was born in Glasgow and now lives in Milngavie, found his calling after swapping computers for creating paintings. Ford, a former civil engineer, said, "Painting is a passion, giving wings to my love of Scottish landscapes, history and flowers. A frequent visitor to the Highlands and, in particular, Lochaber and the Hebrides, I enjoy walking and exploring the ever-changing mountain landscape." As an active member of a number of art groups, including Bearsden Art Club, Milngavie Art Club, Milton of Campsie Art Club, and the Antonine Art Group, he has found companionship through art. Ford's work has been shown widely and in Eastern Bartonshire, including the Lily Art Gallery, the Old Kirk Museum, and art shows in Milton of Campsie. His Scottish paintings have found their way to homes throughout the world, from Australia and Canada to Switzerland, London, Edinburgh and Glasgow. Everyone has a chance to see the exhibition at the Old Kirk Museum when the official opening takes place this Saturday, April 27th, from 2:30pm, when all are welcome. The venue is then open Tuesday to Saturday from 10am to 1pm and 2pm to 5pm, closed Sunday and Monday. Admission is free.
Shoppers asked for support, as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. Generous shoppers in Kirkintilloch are being encouraged to help an in-store fundraising campaign running this week to support medical research into food allergies. For the 5th year running, Tesco is working with the Natasha Allergy Research Foundation, the UK's food allergy charity, to help raise awareness and support clinical research into food allergies by contributing 10 pence from every own brand free-from product bought in stores and online, as well as providing customers with the opportunity to round up their shopping at self-service tills throughout the week. All money raised will help Natasha's foundation to continue its research into reducing the risks of food allergies. In addition to the funds being raised, the campaign aims to increase awareness in Kirkintilloch about the importance of understanding food allergies and clearly highlighting ingredients in food which can cause allergic reactions. Natasha's foundation was founded in 2019 by Tanya and Nadim Ednan Laparouse following the tragic loss of their daughter Natasha, who had a fatal allergic reaction to a baguette that contained sesame seeds that were not listed on the packaging. Una Turnbull, head of health campaigns at Tesco, said, "The work that Natasha's foundation has done to date has been fantastic, and we are delighted to be able to support this for a 5th year. There are now 175 products in our free-from range, from meats and desserts to snacks, all created with great taste but without any of the allergens." Help to find jobs. The efforts of work coaches across Eastern Bartonshire have been highlighted in new job stats. A job centre manager said, "Job centre work coaches play an increasingly important role by supporting businesses fill their vacancies while helping more people get ready to enter the jobs market. Providing every job seeker with the support that suits their individual needs is key to this." Importantly, for those on universal credit, people keep more of what they earn, while parents can receive increased childcare payments. Job seekers can search our DWP Find a Job website to check out the thousands of jobs on offer. Secretary of State for Work and Pensions, Mel Stride MP, said, "We've seen long-term sickness-related inactivity rise since the pandemic. That's why we introduced our £2.5 billion Back to Work plan to transform lives and grow the economy." Community Food Project. Applications are now open for small grants for community growing projects across Eastern Bartonshire. The council hosting an event in Ramakine and Rolling Pin, Whitegates Estate, Kirkintilloch, tomorrow, Thursday, from 10am to noon. Staff will be on hand to offer information and support for all those interested in growing a food community in their area. There will also be refreshments available. Community food projects can include allotments, community gardens and community shops. To find out if your idea or project can be considered, attend by registering at communityfood-ed.eventbrite.co.uk.
Don't be a victim of scammers. Residents across the district are being urged to be on their guard after a surge in doorstop scams, missold services and botched household repairs across Eastern Bartonshire. Consumer watchdogs are encouraging households to ignore offers from cold callers, warning of the risks associated with accepting work from them. Trading Standards Scotland, TSS, has launched a Shut Out Scammers campaign with Police Scotland aimed at raising awareness about cowboy contractors and how to avoid them. The organisation said that fraudsters are adapting their tactics to exploit the cost of living crisis, including making bogus claims to be working on behalf of the government with fake subsidy offers. Criminals often employ online and social media ads featuring misleading information and reviews. The warning follows increasing reports of incomplete or unsatisfactory roofing, gardening or driveway work. One of the incidents in Eastern Bartonshire over this period involved a woman who was charged £850 for workmen to clean her driveway, only for them to abandon the job halfway through. In another case, rogue traders tried to charge a householder £3,500 for driveway repairs, despite originally quoting a much lower price. Figures from TSS show that between October last year and March this year, a total of £11,170 was lost by 10 households across Eastern Bartonshire and Western Bartonshire. In each case, rogue traders had cold called the occupiers and offered to carry out work related to roofing, gardening or driveways. TSS stressed the importance of conducting thorough research into companies before agreeing to any work. Householders should check at least 3 different review sites and obtain more than 1 quote for a piece of work. Consumers are advised against dealing with cold callers and encouraged to seek reputable local traders. Anyone caught out by a scam or suspicious activity should report it using the National Advice Service Advice Direct Scotland's tool at the Consumer Advice website, or contact 0808 164 6000 for support. Victims of fraud should report it to Police Scotland on 101 or 999 in an emergency. TSS is also urging people to check in with their older relatives to ensure that they are aware of these scams. As part of the campaign, a scam awareness van will visit the Cowgate in Kirkintilloch today, Wednesday, as part of a national tour. Police and trading standards officers are on hand to provide advice on avoiding doorstep scams, along with resources such as no cold calling stickers and information leaflets. Councillor Maureen Chalmers, Chair of Trading Standards Scotland's Governance Board, said, "Scammers are constantly adapting their tactics to take advantage of people, especially when many households in Eastern Bartonshire are struggling to make ends meet with the cost of living crisis. So, it is more important than ever to remain vigilant and be on your guard. With our campaign in van, we aim to equip people with the tools and confidence to spot scams effectively." Pay to charge your car at health sites. Drivers are now having to pay to charge their electric vehicles on all NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, NHS GGC, hospitals and healthcare sites. The charging came into force on Monday, April 22nd, and now anyone using an EV charging point will incur a fee of 45p per kilowatt. The Health Board said this is in line with other public sector bodies across Scotland. Motorists will have to use an app provided by EV charging provider Fuse to access a charging session, and users will need to download the app to access and pay for EV charging. To ensure the use of the EV charging points is fair for patients, visitors, staff and members of the public alike, a maximum time limit of 4 hours will be applied to each session. After this, drivers will be required to move their vehicles, and failure to do so would incur an additional charge of £40. Paul Reid, Head of Transport and Travel at NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde, said, "NHS GGC has a network of EV charging points available for use of patients, staff and members of the public. The cost being implemented is in line with other public authorities and will allow us to continue to provide and maintain an EV infrastructure on our sites, particularly as the number of EV vehicles continues to grow." Up until this point, NHS GGC has met the cost of EV charging equipment and the use of charging points was free for everyone. However, the cost of providing and maintaining such a service means that the implementation of a usage charge has become necessary. Setting up and using the Fuse app is simple, and we are confident that the charge is a reasonable one. We are aware that demand for EV charging is growing, so we needed to introduce a system that is as fair as possible for all users. The 4-hour limit for a charging session will help us to achieve that, but it also means users will need to be careful when charging their vehicle, as they will incur an additional £40 fee if they go over their time. We would ask that people don't rely on our network of chargers as the sole source of charge for their car, but rather that they use them as a top-up service only. More information can be found on the NHS GGC website.
Drop-in event. East Dunbartonshire's residents are being invited to meet the people behind the many health and social care support services that are available to them face to face over a cuppa. It takes place today, Wednesday from 12 noon to 7 p.m. in Kirkintilloch Town Hall. Organised by the East Dunbartonshire Health and Social Care Partnership, HSCP, it will be an opportunity to drop in and chat with services who can help with anything from support and signposting for substance use, mental health advice, domestic abuse, support for people with autism and their families, and housing queries to volunteering opportunities, fitness information and tips on consumer safety. As well as being able to gather information on vital local services and ask questions of the experts who will be on hand all day, visitors can take away a range of resources.
Work in HOC with MP. An internship in memory of a popular SNP activist who passed away in 2019 has been announced. Now East Dunbartonshire MP Amy Callaghan has announced the next round of the John Clark internship. John Clark, 34, was widely tipped as having a bright future in politics when he tragically died during a dream holiday in the United States. The Paisley-based SNP stalwart worked his way into several senior positions in the party after previously working as a taxi driver, with Ms Callaghan saying his life was a testament to the fact there is no wrong path to success. Now Ms Callaghan wants to give others a further opportunity to forge their own path in politics. Having previously spoken proudly of her working class roots, the MP said it was vital that there are opportunities for talented people irrespective of their backgrounds or experience. The paid part-time John Clark internship will last a minimum of 12 weeks and will be based in the House of Commons, with Ms Callaghan particularly encouraging applications from people returning to work or looking for their first step in politics. The closing date for applications to the John Clark internship is Friday, May the 3rd. More information can be found on the SNP website. Ms Callaghan said, "As I said last year, this internship is about continuing John Clark's legacy, so I'm delighted after a successful first round of this internship, I'm now able to recruit another John Clark intern, this time based in the House of Commons." John Clark was a dedicated and hard-working guy who followed an unconventional route into politics. He was passionate about giving back to his community, helping those who need it most and creating a brighter future for Scotland. I hope this internship will continue to give others the same break in politics that John received. Over the course of the programme, the intern will get an insight into life in a busy political office and they will pick up the necessary skills to take their next step in politics. John's life can continue to be an inspiration for others. I know it is for me. He showed that politics is not and should not be reserved to a select few.
Time to start counting. It's not too late to find the recipe for success with Count Me In for Cooking. Free places are still available for weekly adult numeracy cooking sessions in Kirkintilloch. Eligibility criteria applies. The East Dunbartonshire Count Me In team offers a variety of numeracy and maths learning opportunities to local adults and families. It is made up of 4 experienced primary school teachers from across the council area and aims to help adults who want to further develop their maths skills for learning, life and work, increase their confidence with everyday numeracy through money management and cooking classes, support their child with their numeracy development and learn how schools now teach numeracy. The Count Me In team is running a variety of free numeracy and maths classes for East Dunbartonshire residents. To sign up or find out more, email countmein@easternbarton.gov.uk.
State of Nation Report. Communities are left behind. 40 years after the miners' strike began, many former coalfield communities still face a shortage of quality jobs. That's the findings of a new report which was published on Tuesday, the State of the Coalfields 2024, commissioned by the Coalfields Regeneration Trust. It is the third report commissioned by the CRT from the Centre for Regional Economic and Social Research at Sheffield Hallam University, following studies in 2014 and 2019. The report found that although there has been job growth in the former coalfields, the rate has been far slower than in the main regional cities. Recent figures show that in the former coalfields there are only 57 employee jobs per every 100 residents of working age, compared to a national average of 73 jobs per 100 and 88 per 100 in regional cities. A shortage of local jobs means that many coalfield residents are now having to commute to neighbouring towns and cities. The quality of jobs in the former coalfields is also below the standard in other areas. More than half of employed residents work in manual jobs, with average hourly earnings 67% below the national average. In some parts of the country, warehousing has become a dominant employer. It now employs 175,000 people in the former coalfields, almost as many as the coal industry itself just prior to the 1984-5 strike. Overall, the report argues, these changes mean that many of the young and better qualified are having to move away from the communities in which they grew up. This leaves a population in the former coalfields which is generally older and in poorer health, with 7% of all residents saying their health is bad or very bad, and more than 10% claiming disability benefits. In total, almost 600,000 coalfield residents, 1 in 6 of all adults of working age, claim out-of-work benefits of one kind or another. Professor Steve Fothergill, co-author of the report, said, Britain's coalfields have moved on since the job losses of the 1980s and 90s. There has been progress in new job creation, and the former coalfields have emerged with new roles in local and regional economies. However, the full benefits of job growth have not always filtered through, leaving behind many people and communities. If brought together, the former coalfields would likely be the most deprived region in the UK. Therefore, the CRT is calling on governments across the UK and leaders in coalfield communities to do more to support economic growth, to enable these areas to reach their full potential. The Trust is working to tackle the issues identified in the State of the Coalfields 2024 through its community wealth building model. It builds industrial units for SMEs to generate jobs and economic growth in former coalfield areas, and then uses the rental income to fund charitable programmes to tackle economic and social issues. The Coalfield Regeneration Trust is funded by the Scottish Government in Scotland. It is now asking political decision makers to work with the CRT and the 700 plus grassroots community organisations it partners with across the country in order to tackle these issues once and for all. Linda McAvan, Coalfield Regeneration Trust chairwoman, said, "We are seeing positive steps towards improving the economy in the former coalfields. However, it is concerning that our progress is slower than in any other parts of the country. We know that the issues affecting coalfield communities around low quality jobs, lower wages and poor health can be tackled, and the Coalfields Regeneration Trust is playing its part in addressing these issues." Charity support. The Coalfield Regeneration Trust is dedicated to building prosperity and opportunity in former coalfield communities across Britain. The charity is the only organisation with the sole focus of improving the lives of the 5.7 million people who live in former coalfield areas in Scotland, England and Wales. Its work in England is funded through the Industrial Development Model, which sees subsidiary CRT property build industrial growth space for SMEs, with the rental income reinvested into our charitable work. Its work in Scotland is funded through a grant from the Scottish Government, which has been cut in recent years. However, the charity hopes to develop its SME model in Scotland to secure its future and continue to support our former coalfield communities.
Gateway to help witnesses and victims online. An initiative to digitally transform how victims and witnesses in criminal cases can access information and guidance relevant to them online has been launched by the Crown Office and Procurator Fiscal Service. COPFS recently started piloting a Witness Gateway, an online secure solution. This will, for the first time, allow witnesses and victims to access their statements, information, and receive updates relating to cases they are affected by online. Following successful testing, it is anticipated that Witness Gateway will be expanded by COPFS with a managed rollout across the country throughout 2024. Witness Gateway will support more efficient online interactions between the public and prosecutors and is designed based on users' needs. It will reduce the need for victims and witnesses to travel to COPFS offices and enhance their direct access to case information. Benefits of the platform for victims and witnesses include improving their access to information relevant to them on their own devices, whilst allowing them to complete processes at times and places which suit them best. Jennifer Harrower, Deputy Crown Agent, said, "The launch of this pilot is a significant milestone in our work to make improvements to the services available to victims and witnesses. Witness Gateway will allow victims and others involved in criminal cases to feel more engaged and better equipped to access justice through the easing of provision of information to and from COPFS. COPFS will continue to invest in the expansion and development of this accessible project. Already the pilot, which began this month, has received positive responses from victims and witnesses. COPFS is committed to playing our part in increasing the confidence of victims in the criminal justice system through ongoing modernisation of services and investment in digital-enabled change. Security and information standards are fundamental to the design of the new service. COPFS has appropriate data security and governance in place for the pilot. Only approved staff will be able to access the platform. Access is fully audited and monitored. For more details, visit the COPFS website.
Trad Music Festival. Scottish school pupils are being offered an exciting opportunity to display their musical prowess to the public. With the support of the City of Edinburgh Council and the National Galleries of Scotland, the Scottish Schools Pipes and Drums Trust is hosting an open-air music festival from Monday, June the 10th. Applications are welcome from Scottish school pipe bands, Keeley bands and other groups of traditional musicians. The festival programme expects to see a diverse and dynamic programme of performances from talented young people. Alexandra Duncan, SSPDT Director, said, "This is a brilliant opportunity for young people to build their confidence and gain invaluable public performance experience." For more details or to apply, visit www.sspdt.org.uk. The deadline for applications is 5 p.m. on May the 3rd.
On track for a great charity partnership. ScotRail and Network Rail Scotland have selected their new nominated charity. Age Scotland is a national charity for older people working to improve the lives of everyone over the age of 50, with a mission to tackle loneliness and to connect and empower older people in Scotland to make the most of later life. Scotland's Railway and its 7,500 employees across ScotRail and Network Rail Scotland will be supporting the charity over the next 3 years via a range of fundraising events, payroll giving and sponsor challenges. ScotRail is also launching a new feature as part of the Delay Repair scheme, enabling customers to have the additional option to donate to Age Scotland. Joanne Maguire, ScotRail Chief Operating Officer, said, "We are delighted to be able to support Age Scotland as our new charity partner. With more than 7,500 staff working in Scotland's railway, our colleagues will be fully engaged in raising as much as we can, organising fundraising events and shining a spotlight on the vital work Age Scotland does for our older people. We recognise the importance of Age Scotland in promoting a better quality of life for Scotland's older people and we're really proud that our staff and customers will have the opportunity over the next 3 years to help support them. The charity will also receive support from Scotland's Railway through awareness raising activities and promotional information displayed on train and in stations. Catherine Crawford, Age Scotland Chief Executive, said, "We are thrilled to be chosen as Scotland's Railway charity partner and look forward to an exciting 3 years working together. This is a wonderful opportunity to raise awareness of the work we do to support older people across Scotland. It will raise vital funds to tackle loneliness among older people, help older people engage with our services, and live well in later life." Liam Sumter, Network Rail Scotland Managing Director, added, "Age Scotland does tremendous work supporting the nation's older people and keeping them connected. We are looking forward to supporting Age Scotland over the next 3 years and contributing to the charity's vital work." Defibs at stations. Life-saving defibrillators have now been installed at 87 ScotRail stations throughout the country after the train operator completed the latest rollout of new machines. ScotRail has installed the defibs in accessible places, although some are in ticket offices due to security issues, and they are available 24 hours. All devices are registered with the Scottish Ambulance Service, and the ScotRail network map has been updated to show a green heart beside each station that has a defibrillator installed.
Alex is enlisted to help tackle cyber criminals. Scotland's Cyber and Fraud Centre has appointed former Police Scotland Detective Superintendent Alex Dowell to a pivotal position. With over 3 decades of experience in policing, Alex brings an incredible range of experience and specialism to his new role as Head of Fraud and Cyber at the Centre. Alex's appointment also represents an investment into extending the Centre's presence as Scotland's leading organisation for building resilience against cyber and fraud crime. It comes as the Centre opens a new base in Aberdeen, joining its existing offices in Dundee and Edinburgh, with the aim to support organisations across Scotland, both physically and virtually. Previous Detective Superintendent, Specialist Crime Division and Head of Police Scotland's Specialist Cyber Investigations and Digital Forensics Department, Alex retired from policing in March this year. During his 30-year career, he specialised in investigating organised crime and was the national lead for crimes of kidnap and extortion. Originally from Dundee, Alex moved to Aberdeen in 1994, where he joined Grampian Police and served in the force's drug squad, surveillance unit, and led one of its major investigations teams. He was also in charge of the Public Protection Unit and Specialist Intelligence. Alex said, "This new role is not just another step in my career, but a continuation of my lifelong commitment to public safety and justice. Throughout my extensive policing experience tackling organised crime, I've witnessed firsthand the evolving landscape where cyber threats intersect with traditional criminal activities like fraud. My time at Police Scotland, particularly leading the Cyber Investigations and Digital Forensics Department, has given me a unique vantage point on the technological aspects of crime fighting. The Cyber and Fraud Centre and partner organisations have already achieved significant success with the Fraud Triage Hub, which has helped protect countless victims and disrupt major fraud networks. As I take on this new position, I'm eager to apply my specialised expertise to further strengthen our defences against cyber and fraud-related crimes." On promotion to Detective Superintendent, Alex led all CID resources in North East Division, the former Grampian Police area. He was also selected to participate in the FBI's prestigious National Academy, where he elected to study cyber investigations. He graduated from Quantico in March 2020 as a member of class number 279. Jude McCrory, Cyber and Fraud Centre CEO, said, "I've worked with Alex for several years and we're incredibly fortunate to have him at the centre. His dedication to supporting victims of cyber and fraud, coupled with his leadership and collaborative efforts, has been instrumental in continuously strengthening our foundation. His vast span of knowledge and experience, particularly from the policing side of investigating cybercrime, will be an invaluable resource for us as we work to support our business community in the fight against cyber and fraud crime."
From the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald's letters page, Date Wednesday, April 24th. Let's talk. Uncollected fines, sir. Nearly every day we hear the number of politically correct named migrants that enter the UK illegally on small boats from France. Some will enter the black economy, and any employer caught may be fined by the UK Border Force for employing these migrants. In the calendar year 2023, some 1,610 fines were issued, totalling £28.4 million, but only £8,900,000 was collected. That leaves circa £19.6 million uncollected. Could this be another failing of the UK Home Office? Yours, etc., R. Hunter, by email. Too many freebies. Sir, a shocking report from the Institute for Fiscal Studies, who point out that the freebies from the Scottish Government now cost £2 billion a year. Things like tuition fees, bus passes, prescriptions, etc. They may be good things, but when you consider that millionaires get some of them, this is a waste, particularly when you consider that health, education, drug rehab are all underfunded. Yours, etc., William Ballantyne, by email. Conscription coming? Sir, conflict in the Middle East has escalated. Meanwhile, UK government ministers and generals have been suggesting that we need to prepare for war and conscript young people into the military. Hypocritically, the government obviously thinks that British people are soft due to the hate crime legislation that has enacted to protect people from hurt feelings. What I can guarantee is that the children of people like Boris Johnson and Tony Blair will not be forced into any front line. How are military stocks doing? Share prices in BAE Systems have risen 34% and General Dynamics 31% since October the 7th. Rich man's war, poor man's fight. Yours, etc., Jeff Moore, by email. D-Day 80th anniversary. Sir, as our nation commemorates a special anniversary on June the 6th, let's remember that there wouldn't have been a D-Day without the successful evacuation of Allied forces from Dunkirk 4 years earlier. At that time, over 350,000 Allied troops were trapped across the Channel by the German army, and the UK was on the verge of defeat. What happened next may seem strange to today's generation, but to the people of wartime Britain it was perfectly natural. King George VI broadcast an urgent message to the nation, declaring May 26 to be a special day of national prayer, and urged everyone to pray for divine intervention. In response to his call, millions of people attended special church services, pleading for deliverance. Two events occurred straight after this National Day of Prayer. Firstly, a violent storm arose over the Dunkirk region, grounding the Luftwaffe, which had been killing thousands on the beaches. And then, secondly, a great calm descended on the Channel, the like of which hadn't been seen for a generation. It was in fact this Channel calm, coming at that precise time, which permitted hundreds of tiny boats to sail across and help rescue 335,000 soldiers. People named it the Miracle of Dunkirk, and Sunday, June the 9th, was officially appointed as a day of national thanksgiving. D-Day took place on June the 6th, 1944, exactly 4 years after Dunkirk. Allied forces were once again in France, this time with the aim of liberating Europe from Nazism. As we commemorate this special 80th anniversary and reflect on lives lost that bring freedom, let us remember that it wouldn't have happened without the Miracle of Dunkirk. Yours, etc., Reverend J. Williams, by email. US Lapdogs. Sir, I cannot understand why Rishi Sunak, with Keir Starmer at his heels, is so determined to involve us in hostilities between Netanyahu's Israel and Iran. Israel is neither an ally nor a friend. Its treatment of Palestinians is the cause of most tension in the Middle East, and it has given Iranians ample reason to retaliate, most recently by destroying Iran's consulate and those within it in Damascus. Meanwhile, we demonise Iran, which would present no threat to us if we did not seize any possible excuse to alienate its rulers and its people. In this, we present ourselves as no more than the lapdogs of the United States, which, under Trump, unilaterally destroyed our working accommodation with the West. Meanwhile, the Israelis carry on killing children in Gaza, and the West's attention moves away from the war, which does matter to us, namely Ukraine's resistance to Putin's attack. Yours, etc., James Scott, by email. And that was the letters page for this week's Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald. Help to protect our hedgehogs. Hedgehogs Awareness Week runs from May the 5th to 11th, with the aim of raising awareness of the dangers they face and how people can help. This year, the British Hedgehog Preservation Society is asking people to welcome wildlife by creating space for wildlife in their own gardens or green spaces. The charity is also encouraging landowners, such as schools and councils, to do the same. Hedgehogs are a great indicator species. They don't need an awful lot to survive, so if they aren't coping well, it means the habitat is deficient, which should ring alarm bells for other species, including humans. BHPS is urging everyone to become a hedgehogs champion for their area in Hedgehog Street, a project run by BHPS and the People's Trust for Endangered Species. Sign up for free to join over 126,000 champions at www.hedgehogstreet.org. That's www.hedgehogstreet.org. The charity is also asking people to consider ways to introduce wildlife-friendly features to their gardens and hazards that can be avoided to make an extra area more welcome to hedgehogs. Faye Vass, BHPS Chief Executive, said, "There are lots of small actions readers can take to welcome wildlife during #Hedgehog Week to help create and link fantastic habitat for hedgehogs. Just a little effort from each of us could make life a lot easier for them. If you don't have a garden yourself, you can still help by contacting public space managers, neighbours, family and friends to ensure they're all doing their bit. Creating a hedgehog highway, a 13cm by 13cm square gap in the bottom of boundary walls and fences, will allow vital access to ensure hedgehogs can get in and out easily, and can be logged at www.bighedgehogmap.org. Log and leaf piles, which corners and edges will attract natural food and offer shelter for hedgehogs. Water is also vital for wildlife, and can be scarce. Make sure there are always several clean shallow bowls of water in the garden for hedgehogs. Pop a few pebbles in so that bees and butterflies can safely take a drink too. Join BHPS from £7.50 a year, £12.50 family, online at www.britishhedgehogs.org.uk or call 01584 890 801.
More people at risk of falling into debt. Scottish motorists face some of the biggest car insurance hikes in the UK, which risk pushing them into debt. Advice Direct Scotland, which runs the moneyadvice.scot service, warned of the additional burden on households, with drivers seeing premiums rise by nearly 2/3. The charity is urging motorists not to opt for automatic insurance policy renewals and to shop around for potentially better deals. The average price of car insurance jumped by 61.9% in the year to February, according to insights firm Consumer Intelligence. This was the highest increase outside London, which saw a 64.8% increase. John Baird, Advice Direct Scotland Head of Debt Services, said, "Any rise in insurance premiums will add to the day-to-day expenses of owning and maintaining a car, leaving more people at risk of falling into debt."
Good day to you. My name's Philip, and I'm going to be reading the church news under the district news of Kirkintilloch Herald. I hope you're well, and I hope you find some of the information from these churches varied and interesting, and maybe you could pop along. I've been to a couple of the churches locally, and it's been interesting just to meet folks there and have tea and coffee and bickies, and in some cases home baking. Well, first of all, we're going to Lenzie Old Parish Church. Sunday worship begins in the church at 11 a.m. A creche is available for children under 3. And time out on Mondays at 7:45 in the church hall is a social evening for ladies. The quilt and craft group meet every Wednesday 10 a.m. to noon in the session room. And then we have Scottish country dancing is on every Thursday at 7:15 p.m. till 9:30. Come along for fun, fitness and friendship, and you will be made very welcome. The Thursday Club is not on April the 25th. The next Thursday Club is on May the 9th. Come and Sing is Tuesday, April the 30th at 1:15 p.m. and the Dementia Friendly Singing Group meets in the church hall. A warm welcome awaits all, and of course a cuppa with some delicious home baking. Please feel free to come and sing. And then we move to Bishopbriggs, to St James Church in Bishopbriggs, and the minister there is Paul Watson. And there is a communion service in the chapel on Thursday, April the 25th at 11 a.m. and at 9 a.m. on the Sunday. The 10:30 communion service with hymns on Sunday is in the church, and everyone is welcome to come along to any of these services to stay on for tea, coffee and fellowship afterwards. On Sunday evening there is a journey event from 7 p.m. Entitled The Bible is Tricky Passages and Unsettling Issues. Sounds interesting. A chance to ask your questions of Professor Mark Elliott, Professor of Biblical and Historical Theology, University of Highland and Islands. There are also other virtual services and groups. For up-to-date information, refer to their social media. That's Facebook. It can be found on St James the Less, Bishopbriggs. Check that out on Facebook, and I just did a few minutes ago. And then their website says www.stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. And now we move to Springfield Cambridge Church. Morning worship on Sunday the 28th will be conducted by our minister, the Reverend Ian Taylor, and assisted by Julie Harty in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. The service will celebrate the sacrament of Holy Baptism. Tea and coffee and sweet treats will be served in the Cameron Hall after morning and worship, where there will be a presentation to Julie on her last day with the church as she's moving on. And I know where she's moving to, but I won't disclose it. You need to ask her yourself or find out in the next church news. No collection is taken during the service, so donations can be made by placing them in the offering plates in the Hall of Fellowship as you enter or leave the building. The Sunday School meets in Room 2, where creche facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel, yes. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website, www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and on the Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. And there will be a vestry hour on Wednesday, April the 24th from 10 a.m. to 11 for anyone who'd like to speak with the minister. There will be a short weekly service of worship in Springfield Chapel on Wednesday, April 24th from 11:10 to 11:30, followed by tea, coffee in the Hall of Fellowship. And then the 268 Glasgow Company Boys Brigade Anchor Boys are holding a coffee morning on Saturday, April the 27th from 10 a.m. till noon in the Cameron Hall. Tickets are available from Anchor Boys staff. And then the Glasgow Company and Judah section again are holding a Beetle Drive on Saturday the 27th at 7 p.m. in the Cameron Hall. Tickets priced £3, adults and £1 children are available from the staff members. And the Guild, yes, the Guild are inviting you to the congregation to join them in supporting the Eastern Bartonshire Food Bank warehouse by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. A list is attached to the cupboard identifying specific items specially requested. And then we go to Lenzie Union Church, led by Dan Carmichael. A creche is provided for babies, toddlers and young people who are also welcome to the Lighthouse, which is a group for young people, and a Bible class for other young people. A live stream of the service is available on YouTube via their website. The meeting place opens for tea, coffee and home baking every Wednesday, 10 till noon. In the new hall, everyone from the very young to the young at heart is welcome to attend the Youth Cafe, Thursdays 3:45 till 5, a place where young people can hang out, relax and have a good time after a long day at school each week, and there's a free snack. Oh, sounds interesting, a free snack. That's probably worthwhile going along there after school, and with lots of different things to do, such as games, consoles, table tennis, arts and crafts, board games and more. And then the Coffee Pot, which is another morning event. It's held on Fridays from 10 till noon in the new hall for teas, coffees and chat. Art for Seniors is on Monday, April the 29th at 1:30 in the new hall. Enjoy creating a piece of art under the step-by-step guidance of the artist Bev McCluskey, and no experience is necessary. So if you carry paint, go along there and just enjoy yourself, enjoy the company. And then we move to Kenmure Parish Church. This Sunday will be the last morning service to be led by our Assistant Minister, Kay Gardner, as her contract comes to an end before she takes up a new post. The service starts at the usual 11 a.m. You're welcome to join us both in church and on our YouTube channel. The service on YouTube can be watched live as it is streamed or at a later time that suits you. You can find our channel by simply searching for Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. Teas and coffees and a time of fellowship follow the end of the church service. The most up-to-date details of all the groups in the church can be found currently in their What's On section. Yes, it can be found there on their website, which is kenmure-church.co.uk. And you can also find them on Facebook, as you can find everybody on Facebook. Even I'm on Facebook. Maybe you are too. Just search for Kenmure Parish Church. If you would like to join their WhatsApp group or receive the Bible studies, then email them at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. Then we move to Kirkintilloch, to St Mary's Parish Church. The service on Sunday, April the 28th, will begin at 11 a.m. as usual, and there will be an age-appropriate activities for young people in the church halls during the service. On April the 24th, Wednesday, welcome we will take place at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. when a short service will take place as well, when you get tea and coffee and home baking, and will be available during this time. The tickets are now on sale for the strawberry lunch being held after the service on Sunday the 12th of May. There will be 2 courses and the tickets cost £1 plus a donation on the day. On Wednesday, May the 1st, we will be holding our monthly Open Doors Day. The church will be open from 10:30 a.m. Tea and coffee and biscuits will be available all day, beginning at 12:30 p.m, and there will be an organ recital by the organist David Burns. Feel free to bring your lunch to eat while listening to some beautiful music. And then we move to Milton of Campsie Parish Church. And they have 5 new teams: Tell, Teach, Tend, Transform and Treasure. I'll read those 5 again. Teams, Tell, Teach, Tend, Transform and Treasure. And they meet on Wednesday evening. Each team has a big agenda, and we'll look forward to hearing about the outcomes of Cafe Connect, which is on Tuesday mornings. Time to Pray is on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. They will be followed by a Teams meeting at 7:45. Then next Sunday will be our reading Psalm 20. Please send us a photograph of yourself with the help sign or a banner. And the BB resumes this Friday at 6:15. Preparations are now being made for the SU camp at Gowan Bank during the first week of school holidays. And Go Mad, Umpalarity, I think is their title, beginning on July the 28th. Can you help with prayer, accommodation, finance, hands-on? Before that, they will have Go Mad. Wow, that's another one of their youth events, and this year it's entitled Fruitarama on Sunday, June the 9th from 1 p.m. till 3. Jot form for registration will be available shortly, and our minister Julie, along with her 2 children Josiah and Esther, are taking part in this swimathon during 24, raising funds for cancer research and UK Marie Curie between April 19th and May the 5th. They hope to swim 500 lengths. Wow, I'll be lucky if I can swim 1 length. And they're going to do 500 lengths and raise £500 for Go Mad is joining Thy Kingdom Come, a global wave of prayer from May the 9th to the 19th, Extension. And more about this later. And if you want to read more about Julie, and if you get someone to get the Kirky Herald for you, then Julie is on the front page, her and her 2 kids. That's Julie of the Church of Milton of Campsie. Worth a read. A great story. And Julie is a great person and a great servant for the church. And now we're going to move to Kirkintilloch again at Regent Hall. Regent Hall Church in Regent Street. Wednesdays, their coffee corner is open from noon till 2 p.m. because 12 is noon, yes. For home baking and coffee, join our friends and neighbours for a chat over a coffee. On Sunday, there will be a Zoom service at 6:30 p.m. The speaker this week will be Bruce Archibald from Ontario, Canada. A warm invitation to everyone who will be able to join us on Zoom. Access details can be obtained by emailing hello@regenthall.org for up-to-date and further information on their services. Check out their website, www.regenthall.org. The Bible says Jesus came into the world to save sinners, and that's found in 1 Timothy verse 15. And then we move to Cadder Parish Church beside the canal. For full details, please see their website, www.cadderchurch.org. We look forward to welcoming you this Sunday to our morning service. The service will be led by the Reverend John McGregor and our probationer minister, Chris Gordon. Music is led by Javier, and then the Cadder kids and creche meet at the church at the start of the service and then go to the North Hall. All are welcome. The services are videoed and recorded and are available from the church website. Tea and coffee served after the service. The food bank, if you wish to donate to the local food bank, you can bring your donations of food to the church or the coffee shop. Early fellowship meets in person in the South Hall Chapel at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and also on Zoom. The men's club will be visiting the Bowness and Kinneil Railway on Tuesday, May the 7th. The outing will include a return journey expected to be by steam train to Manuel, to a visit to the railway museum and a lunch at a nearby venue. And if you have anyone else who is interested, please contact David Moore or Colin Kirkwood for information. Messy Play meets on Tuesday and Thursdays in the South Hall from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30. Cadder Chat and Play meets on Saturday, May the 4th from 10 a.m. till noon. A fun time for families to come together and chat and play in Cadder South Hall. Their Boys Brigade meet on Monday and Friday, and Girls Brigade meet on Tuesday. Details are found on the website. Cadder Coffee Shop is open on a Tuesday to Thursday, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. and Friday from 10 till noon. You'll be made very welcome, and the food is good. Then we move to Colston Well Park Church. This Sunday, feel free to join us at Colston Well Park for our morning service, starting at 11 a.m, followed by tea, coffee and conversation in the hall. Whether it be for the first time or you just feel like a change, warm welcome will be guaranteed. The Art Club continues this Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if you're interested, please pop in or give Ramsey a call on 07709584680 for more information. This Wednesday, the Colston Tea Break, our community drop-in, continues from 11 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And anyone who enjoys good food, good chat and good company will be made most welcome. Well, that's the church news for this week. There's a couple of churches who I've not mentioned. There's Home Church, a great wee church there in Kirkintilloch and out in Quarantine. And then there's another great wee church, which is Bishopbriggs Free Church. I don't have any news from them, but they're going to be taking over the food bank for the Eastern Batshire area as well. So there you have it. That's the church news for this week. Hopefully it's been interesting to you, and hopefully you maybe get time to pop along or go along with someone to one of the churches in the area which you find, or if you feel that led to go to. And I can recommend them all. I've been to some of them, but not all of them. And I'll do that over the next couple of months. I'll pop into their cafes for their coffee. Well, not for their coffee, because I don't drink coffee. I'll pop in for the tea and home baking. I'm partial to a wee home bake. And hopefully you are too. Well, God bless you. Thank you for listening thus far, and have a good day and have a good week. And I'll speak to you again next week. Here, Q and review, yes, get it right, and the church news from the Kirky Herald. God bless you.
On Wednesday, the 24th of April, District News, General. Meet Marvellous Molly. Molly could be the sweetest staffy in Scotland. This 2-year-old can be a shy girl around new people, but once she warms up to you, she'll show you her playful and goofy side in full. Molly is looking for patient and understanding owners who can help build up her confidence at her own pace. She prefers peaceful environments and walks in quiet areas where she can explore and enjoy all the incredible smells. Molly is a super clever girl who loves to learn new things, and she's looking for her new family to continue her training with her in their new home. If you think you could provide a home for Molly, contact us on 01506 873 459. You can also follow us on Twitter @DT_West Calder and Instagram. A Finger of Suspicion, Heart of the Matter by Dr. Frank Dunn. Our family has had 2 reasons recently to call in the fine men and women of the Kirkintilloch Fire Department. A relative who lives close by had a fire, which was thankfully confined to the Cookerhood area. The fire service came within a couple of minutes. They doused the fire and thoroughly checked around the kitchen and roof. They were kind, supportive and highly professional. The kitchen will be back in working order soon. My long-suffering wife was afflicted with further unsuspected trauma this week. I was being soaked in the golf course as she was undertaking hard labour in the garden. This resulted in a sudden severe pain in her left hand in the area of the ring finger. This was similar to a pain in the other hand some years ago, the diagnosis being a presumed tendinitis. Recovery then took a number of weeks, and both non-steroidal, anti-inflammatory drugs and paracetamol were required. Gradually, everything returned to normal. On this occasion, the finger, despite applying ice, became swollen, and the waiting ring was restricting the circulation to the finger. We were unable to get through to the NHS helpline, and then my wife remembered that the fire service had ring cutters. We phoned the fire station in Kirkintilloch, and they told us to come down right away. They realised that the finger was in trouble and skillfully cut the wedding ring in 2 places, and it fell off the finger. This was the most important aspects of managing the swollen and injured finger, and we were once again in debt to our fire service colleagues. The pain did of course continue, but the help from the fire service was crucial. Despite not being an expert on fingers and hands, it was clear even to me that the finger was still not quite where it should be. It would not extend at all, and the working diagnosis was a ruptured tendon. We were most fortunate to see a hand surgeon a few days later. He explained that while the tendon was okay, there was arthritis in that area, causing a small spical bone to break off and into the finger joint. He told us that without an operation, the deformity would remain, and that the operation needed to be done within a few days. The pre-op arrangements were undertaken very smoothly, with courteous and highly competent staff at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital, and the operation will be undertaken immediately. I was going to say fingers crossed everything will go smoothly, but hopefully the finger will be nicely straightened up in tip-top condition for the golf season. The NHS comes in for a lot of criticism, but in my view, once you're inside the ropes, the care is outstanding. I see this week in, week out, as I trudge around seeing music requests for the hospital radio. The staff in all wards are courteous, caring and competent, and the patients frequently acknowledge this. Royal Highland Hoolie lineup revealed. 8 live folk and country music acts will perform across Friday, June the 21st, and Saturday, June the 22nd, at the Royal Highland Centre. Includes Nathan Evans of Wellerman, Sea Shanty, Fame, and Cotton Eye Joe Charttoppers, Rednecks. The lineup for this year's Royal Highland Hoolie, which will see some of Scotland and Ireland's liveliest musicians take to the stage, has been revealed, with 8 folk and country acts set to entertain crowds across 2 nights in June, the same weekend as the Royal Highland Show. Joining Friday, 21st of June, night's headline act, Tidelines, who have just released their latest single, Homeward Bound, and recently returned from a European tour to the Netherlands, Denmark and Germany, is 6-piece lineup, True West, who continue to rise in popularity from their modest roots as a 4-piece West Coast Ceilidh band to an awe-inspiring live act. The Peatbog Fairies recognised as one of Scotland's best-known contemporary folk music bands, and TikTok star and singer Nathan Evans, whose official Wellerman, Sea Shanty video, has racked up over 300 million views, will complete Friday's lineup. on the Saturday, June the 22nd night, award-winning Irish country music singer and songwriter Derek Ryan returns to headline the Highland Hoolie. He will be joined by Scottish singer Lisa McHugh, Highland accordionist and vocalist Callum McPhail, and Cotton Eye Joe chart-topper Rednecks, who will make an exclusive appearance. The Highland Hoolie is a running partnership with promoters Farmers Bash. Jim Warnock, chairman of Royal Highland Show organisers RHASS, the Royal Highland and Agricultural Society of Scotland, said, "The Highland Hoolie brings together some of the very best of Scotland and Ireland's homegrown talent to the Royal Highland Centre. With the Royal Highland Show one of Europe's most prestigious agricultural shows, we are absolutely honoured to have some of the best names across folk and country music to join us to contribute towards what we hope to be a fantastic weekend for the agricultural and wider community." Farmers Bash organiser Nigel Campbell added, "The Highland Hoolie offers something for everyone, whether you're a fan of the musicians involved or looking to enjoy an evening of live music with friends. We're excited to have some fantastic names join our lineup this year and encourage those hoping to come along to get their tickets early to avoid disappointment. Various ticket types are available, including 2 combined Royal Highland Show and Royal Highland Hoolie tickets, which allow for people to enjoy both events at a discounted rate with a limited number of Hoolie-only tickets. Ticket prices start at £35 and are available to buy from the Royal Highland Show. Please visit the website at www.royalhighlandshow.org. That's the Royal Highland Show website, www.royalhighlandshow.org. Renewable electricity. New figures for 2023 show Scotland continues to generate more electricity than it uses, with net exports to other UK nations worth an estimated £1.5 billion thanks to record production levels in the second half of the year. More than 3/4 of the renewable energy generated in Scotland in 2023 came from wind technologies, while the second largest producer was hydro technologies at almost 14%. Scottish energy statistics for the final quarter of 2023 detail 15.3 gigawatts of renewable electricity capacity operating in Scotland, with a further 25.9 gigawatts in the planning pipeline from 517 projects. This compared to 13.9 gigawatts of capacity operating in 2022. Energy Minister Gillian Martin said, "A 10% increase in capacity and net exports worth an estimated £1.5 billion shows that the Scottish Government's focus on growing the green economy is paying off. We will ensure Scotland continues to capitalise in a sustainable way on its natural resources to underpin the just transition to net zero, provide jobs, benefit communities and support economic growth. To reap the economic benefits of this expansion in renewables, we are allocating £66.9 million in 2024-25.
Public notices. Planning notices. East Bartonshire Council public notices. The East Bartonshire Council, the B819 Cross Hill Road, Bishopbriggs, temporary closure, Order 2024. On the 23rd of April 2024, the East Bartonshire Council made the above named order under Section 14(1) of the Road Traffic Regulation Act 1984 as amended, which makes it unlawful for any person to drive or cause or permit to be driven any motor vehicle, with the exception of vehicles engaged in the works and those vehicles requiring access to properties adjacent to the closed section of road when it is safe and practical to do so. On the B819 Cross Hill Road, Bishopbriggs, between its junctions with Cole Road, Bishopbriggs, and Boghead Road, Lenzie, by reason of works being executed on or near this road. This order will operate from 9:30 a.m. on Monday the 6th of May until 6 p.m. on Friday the 31st of May 2024. Alternative route. The alternative routes will be by way of the B819 Crosshill Road, Cole Road, the A803 Kirkintilloch Road, Wester Hill Road, Wester Lumloch Road, the B812 Auchennairn Road / Robroyston Road, Bishopbriggs, the B819 Crosshill Road, the B757 Auchennairn Road, the B819 Lindsay Beg Road, Lindsay, the A806 Initiative Road, and New Laird's Land Road, Lindsay in Kirkintilloch, the A803 Glasgow Road and Kirkintilloch Road, Kirkintilloch, and these routes will be signposted. Karen Donnelly, Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Legal and Regulatory Services, East Dunbartonshire Council Headquarters, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Planning applications. Format: application number followed by address/location, followed by proposal, followed by type of advert, followed by period of reps. TP/ED/24/0212. Woodhall House, 1C Bemouldy Road, Bishopbriggs, East Dunbartonshire, G64 3BS. Replacement window, Section 65, affecting CA, 21 days. If you are unable to view the plans on the Council's website, then please contact the Planning Duty Officer to arrange a suitable time to view the plans in our offices. Written comments may be made within the above period to the Council through the Council's website or to the above address. Any representations will be treated as public documents and made available for inspection by interested parties and may also be published on the Council's website. GVOL, Goods Vehicle Operators Licence. S&P Utilities Limited of 20 Craigforth Crescent, Stirling, FK8 1TG, is applying for a licence to use 10 Garnkirk Lane Steps, Glasgow, G33 6BD, as an operating centre for 2 goods vehicles and 0 trailers. Owners or occupiers of land, including buildings near the operating centre, who believe that their use or enjoyment of that land would be affected, should make written representations to the Traffic Commissioner at Hillcrest House, 386 Hare Hills Lane, Leeds, LS9 6NF, stating their reasons within 21 days of this notice. Representatives must at the same time send a copy of their representations to the applicant at the address given at the top of this notice. A guide to making representations is available from the Traffic Commissioner's office. Katie is named in Paris squad. This article was written by Megan Armitage and is read by me, Corey. Bishopbriggs swimmer Katie Shanahan has been named as part in Team GB's squad for this year's Summer Olympics in Paris. A 2-time European champion at junior level, Shanahan has been a rising star on the senior scene after a strong first couple of years on the circuit. In 2022, the 19-year-old won silver in the 200-metre backstroke at the European Championships and bronze in the 200-metre backstroke and 400-metre individual medley at the Commonwealth Games, before making a maiden World Championship appearance last year. Shanahan has been selected alongside Duncan Scott, Kathleen Dawson, Lucy Hope and Kiana McInnes, who all train under coaches Brad Hay and Stephen Tigg at the University of Stirling. Meanwhile, the inclusion of Angharad Evans and Jack McMillan makes it a record crop of 7 athletes selected from the Scottish swimming base. Shanahan joined Scotia ASC at Bishopbriggs Leisuredrome when she was just 4 years old, before moving on to the City of Glasgow swim team when she was 9. Now, as the former Woodhill Primary and Bishopbriggs Academy pupil gets ready to compete in her first Olympics, she revealed the selection had left her mum in tears. Shanahan, who will be in action at the La Défense Arena this summer, said, "I was getting up in the middle of the night and watching how the guys were swimming during Tokyo. I knew I wanted to be there for Paris, and my mum was crying when I told her I'd got the email to go." The experience that Duncan, Kathleen and Lucy already have, and then first-timers like us, I'm really excited to go with the Stirling lot. I think we'll all do really well in Paris. Aldi are proud and official partners of Team GB and Paralympics GB, supporting all athletes through to Paris 2024. That article was written by Megan Armitage and was read by me, Corey. Rossvale secure the cup with extra time winner. This article was written by Brian Newell and is being read by me, Corey. Rossvale women lifted the championship and League One Cup on Sunday after a close-fought final against Dundee side Dryborough Athletic. The Bishopbriggs side had won 6-0 when the sides met in the championship last month. However, Dryborough's defence managed to keep Rossvale quiet as it ended 0-0 after 90 minutes. Their resolve would finally be broken after 104 minutes as Rossvale defender Jane O'Toole nodded the ball into the net to win the SWF's most senior cup. Rossvale have the chance to do the double on Sunday as they head to Inverness Caledonian Thistle in the final match of championship season. The visitors only need a point to guarantee the title, but even if Rossvale lose, second-placed Ayr United will likely need to score double figures at home to East Fife to catch them. Glasgow City got back to winning ways in the SWPL1 after their disappointing defeat to Rangers. They won 4-1 at home to Partick Thistle in midweek as a double from Emily Whelan and goals from Wilma Forsblom and Corey Sullivan cancelled out Cara Boyce's opener against her old club. City then followed that up with a 1-0 win away to Hibernian on Sunday as Lauren Davidson grabbed the only goal after 13 minutes. City have the weekend off due to the Scottish Cup semi-finals before they travel to new league leaders Celtic on May 1st. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy remain 7 points from safety in the WOS Premier Division after a 4-1 defeat at home to Cumnock Juniors on Saturday. They now have 4 matches in 8 days as Rob Roy host Hurlford United tonight, Wednesday, Irvine Meadow on Saturday, Auchinleck Talbot on Monday, and Darveckle next Wednesday. Petershill slipped to 3rd in the First Division as they didn't play, while Ashfield are up to 4th, 2 points behind after winning 2-1 away to Neilston on Saturday. Ashfield head to Kilbirnie Ladeside tonight, Wednesday, and host Kilwinning Rangers on Saturday, while Petershill welcome Shotts Bon Accord on Saturday. Caledonian Locomotives boosted their promotion hopes with a 6-0 demolition of Cumbernauld United at home on Saturday. However, it may have come too late as they still sit in 4th and don't return to action until Calais travel to Ardrossan Winton Rovers on May 4th. In the same division, Glasgow Perthshire moved out of the relegation zone with a 3-1 win at home to Kilsyth Rangers. However, Shire will also have to wait to see where they sitting by the time they return to action on May 4th. West Park United lost 6-0 away to Glasgow United as regulation draws even closer in the 3rd Division. They travel to Girvan tonight, Wednesday, and then host league leaders Lanark United on Saturday. Rossvale weren't in action and also don't resume until May 4th, as they hope New Mains United can do them a favour at promotion rivals Lugar Boswell Thistle on Saturday. That article was written by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. Tigers battle hard to beat bandits. An article written by Phil Lanning and read by me, Corey. Glasgow Tigers boss Cammy Brown admitted his side had to battle hard to overcome Berwick Bandits 50-40 in the BSN series at Ashfield on Friday night. Berwick had been unbeaten in 3 meetings, but were undone by the league champions as Tigers also picked up the crucial bonus point on aggregate, having only lost by 6 at Sheffield Park. Bandits made the early running, taking the lead after Heat 2 following a nasty crash from their reserve Freddie Hodder. But Tigers had their middle order pairing of Klaus Vissing, guesting after Lee Complin was handed a 30-day SCB suspension, and Paul Starkey to thank with 2 vital maximum 5-1 race wins in Heats 3 and 5. That put the home side into an 8-point advantage. However, Bandits kept fighting back with Drew Kemp outstanding with 3 wins. Brown said, "We always knew it was going to be tough, and had to battle hard to get the win we so badly needed." Berwick had a couple of trump cards in Drew Kemp and Bastien Bork. However, we dug deep when we had to, and thankfully Klaus Vissing was outstanding. I do feel our boys need more meetings. They're still a bit rusty. We've got a brilliant spearhead in Chris Harris and Steve Worrell, and we needed them to get us over the line. But there's lots of positives. Paul Starkey was excellent, James Pearson battled hard, and Ace Pitchper came good in the end. Tigers host Oxford Cheetahs in the first leg of the KO Cup quarter-final on Friday. That article was written by Phil Lanning and was read by me, Corey.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.